What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Valiant Hearts. Today we're continuing.
February 21st, 1916. Winter had descended on the front. After joining back up with the army, Emile and Freddy were stationed near Verdun, suffering like many others from the harsh winter. That morning, the arrival of the mail raised spirits, but Marie's letter did not bring good news. In Saint-Mihiel, food was scarce, disease was rife, and the number of dead was growing. Out of this grim news, however, there was one ray of light. A photo of his grandson, Victor, standing on both feet and learning to walk.
Don't worry, Fred.
Alright. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. Tobacco case. Tobacco case made from shell casing. Empty munitions were often recycled. Some exploded shell materials were already aesthetically interesting. Otherwise, soldiers would rework their finds to create handy items. Tobacco was precious, so soldiers were eager to keep it dry. Many accounts from the trenches express soldiers' appreciation of the Christmas cigar, a special festive treat for the troops. Okay, so he wants a sock, apparently. But I'm gonna focus on finding the different stuff. Card game. Days in the trenches were long, and to overcome their boredom, soldiers would play cards, read, write, and create objects from materials they found. The Germans played skat, the French manille, and the Allies brag, or pontoon, amongst others. Sadly I don't know how to play these games. But now let's get this thing. A new diary. I'll never be able to thank Anna enough for saving Karl after the Zeppelin crash. Knowing that he is no longer at the front and that he's a POW has put my mind at rest. I'm so relieved he's safe from harm. I hope Marie is doing okay in Saint-Mihiel, despite the German occupation. How much luck can a guy have? There's this huge cathedral here. Makes me think of you. They sent me back to the army. It's not going to make my search any easier. Okay. Another endless day. For every life saved, there are so many lost. Those poor young men, mutilated, disfigured for life. I cannot abandon them, even if all I can do is hold their hands as they slip away. Father has been captured by a German regiment and taken away in a Zeppelin. He who is so scared of heights. They probably know about his research. Please, Father, don't try to be a hero. Work for them. I don't want to lose you. I'm on his trail, and these two soldiers I met are after the Zeppelin as well. I was so frightened when I saw the Zeppelin crash today. What accent am I doing right now? Fortunately, Father wasn't on board, because the Baron had already taken him away by aircraft. I managed to save Emile's son-in-law before they sent him to a POW camp. His legs were in a critical state. I'll be going with him to make sure he's alright. As he grows, Victor reminds me more and more of Karl. Not a day goes by without me thinking of him. The Germans are requisitioning all our crops. There must be food shortages in Germany. I managed to hide some for the next winter. Can't wait for the stupid war to end. I don't know if I should keep reading the diaries, but you know. Feeding soldiers at the front. Supplying millions of men at the front with enough food was a logistical nightmare. The diet was mainly composed of bread, rice, soup, and sometimes meat and dried vegetables. Food parcels from home were ambrosia for the troops. British soldiers had a ration of a pint of wine and a third of a pint of rum every day. One of soldiers' fatigue duties was to go behind the lines with containers to fetch their company's rations. Sometimes food did not reach the front line, and infantrymen could go without food and drink for several days. Pretty shit. Oh wait. Right. This puzzle is easy.
What? What?
Padbur, Mapurto.
Okay, I can't give him this, so...
Hey, malin, juste à plat bord.
There we go.
Oui, bon. What? What? Ici.
What? Well then, let's carry on and get this one guy his sock, I think. Yeah, sock. Always keep an eye out for collectibles, because that's what we want to do. Oh wait.
My dearest daughter, I heard from Carl. His condition is stable. He is still in the prisoner camp south of Reims. I hope to finally get permission to visit him. Thank you for the photo. It means so much to me.
Oh shit. Brazier? A helmet with holes in it, filled with coal and wood, and used as a brazier. Brazier? I don't know what it is. The item would have afforded some protection from the cold, although helmets were made of metal. They only offered scant protection from bullets. 18 months later. In over 18 months of combat, the front barely moved, as each side dug in and tried to claw back enemies' position. The war of attrition turned 1915 into the bloodiest year, and civilians became hugely affected too. By late 1915, shortfalls in human and food resources began to make themselves felt, while ammunition shortages were especially problematic. This guy is fucking insane. officers whistled. Officers were issued with whistles to signal the soldiers when to charge. The sound of the whistle became synonymous with a journey into the unknown, when soldiers surged out of the trenches and into no man's land. Yeah, what? No, push further. Letter from a Tunisian soldier. Dear father, dear family. I am cold. The land we are defending is frozen and covered in snow. The ground is so iced up, it is harder than rock. We cannot dig. The cold is so intense that my hands are burning. I hope everything is fine back in the village, and you're still receiving half my pay. Tell me if you aren't. Ahmed? Barbed wire. Invented in 1874, barbed wire was already a common feature of trench protection in battle. But with the Great War's onus on trench warfare, it became widespread. Thousands of tons were deposited into no man's land. Both sides sought tools and strategies to overcome barbed wire, such as grappling irons and wire cutters. Intensive bombardment was deemed to be the most effective method, and the tactic became widespread. Dead soldiers putrefying on barbed wire remains one of the enduring images of the war, a powerful symbol of its violence. Yeah. Okay, my keyboard is just deciding not to work right now. Oh no. Okay, wait, there we go. And there we go. And all good things. And then the bombing returned. Colored pennant. Although Morse code was already operational due to technical problems, telephone communications were unreliable. So age-old techniques were used, such as drums, bugles, and colored pennants. November 11th, 1918 at 11 a.m., the end of the war was marked by a clarion call. There we go. Verdun. Triggered by the Germans at dawn February 21st in the aim of penetrating Allied lines, the battle eventually lasted 300 days. Some key positions changed hands several times before the French finally prevailed. The battle produced the highest concentration of casualties, with 600,000 killed over 61 square miles, i.e. one death for every 311 square yards. Hat's auch echt Military decorations. Britain had 6 war medals. The most issued of were the British War Medal, the Victory Medal, the 1914-1915 Star, and the 1914 Star. 6.6 million British War Medals were issued, 5.7 million Victory Medals, 2 million 1914-15 Stars, and the 356,000 1914 stars. A combination of the Star, Victory Medal and War Medal was fairly commonplace. Our 2.5 million trios were issued, and earned the nickname Pip, Squeak and Wilfred. Okay. After the popular cartoon characters in the Daily Mirror. A dog, a penguin and a rabbit, respectively. Okay. That's something. No. Well, let's continue. Okay. Next to the mill. Wait. Wait. Next to the windmill and above that.
Neil's precision cannon firing enabled Freddy and his regiment to reach the rear line unharmed.
Bravo, Freddy! Bill, thank you very much, my friend.
The military hierarchy heard of their feats in battle and decided to decorate the two friends for their bravery. Emil received good news from Anna. Karl was recovering nicely, He was even walking again. Meanwhile, the battle for Verdun only grew longer and bloodier. The death toll was staggering, 70,000 per month. Almost one Frenchman and one German every minute, and it went on for 10 months, day and night. May 8th, 1916, Emil's squad was sent on a mission to take back Fort Duamont, a strategic point in the German defense.
Alright. Even though they historically almost never took Fort Duamont, I think, the French side, I guess we're gonna try. We'll just wait up a second.
What? What?
Okay.
What?
Well, now we're already stuck. Now there we go. Trench shovel. French army trench shovel. This shovel was too short to be of any real use digging trenches or tunnels. However, French soldiers sharpened the tool's blade to turn it into a weapon more effective than a bayonet. Yeah. I just simply like touched the smoke. How? Okay. Just gotta get this thing again. No. Okay.
What?
There we go. Concert program. A concert program from behind the lines, where entertainment was laid on for troops as in civilian life. Theaters and cinemas were set up to boost troops' morale. There were also brothels that regulated to prevent the spread of sexually transmitted diseases. Okay.
What?
For Duamont. Duamont was one of the symbols of the Battle of Verdun, and was exploited by both camps for propaganda purposes. The Germans seized the fort in February 1916. The fort was seized back by the Allies in October 1916 with heavy losses. In the meantime, the fort was damaged by a huge explosion which killed almost 800 Germans inside. Rather than the work of some valiant heart, the explosion was caused by a neglected stove. The ensuing fire spread to the petrol and ammunition supplies. Okay.
Emil! Hurry up!
Empty wooden chest. An empty wooden chest used as luggage by a German soldier. Suitcases were not widespread. The poorer soldiers left for war with their affairs in a knapsack or in wooden crates. Flamethrowers. The Germans were the first to use the flamethrowers in an assault on previously held positions in July 1915. Although the attack was expected, the use of the weapon came as a surprise and caused a large number of casualties. Its psychological impact was huge, but British troops soon learned to cope with the slow-moving operatives lacking heavy equipment and did not adopt the weapon themselves. I mean, that thing exploded when your tank got hit, I think.
What?
Schmundel plus.
What? Hurry. Hey, my brother. Hey, walk.
Come out. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. That's my boy.
What? That flew right through the fire. What?
Yeah, boy. Good boy.
So we're just gonna leave Emil here. Fucking. Oh, why didn't he punch? Ugh.
Hey, walk.
I guess we gotta use a calm and rational approach.
Whoa. Get away!
Okay, distracted. German ring. An iron ring bearing the inscription Gold gab ich für Eisen. Offered in exchange for some precious item as part of a program to finance the German war effort. Wait. Gas stove. A gas stove for warming food or heating a room. Not always the most practical heating appliance to use when trying to heat a flamethrower fuel depot. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Probably. Not the best idea. There we go. Wait, no! Jesus! Run, run, run! No! God's sake.
Get away!
Ja.
Vorwärts, Sauhaufen! Kein Pardon! Los, 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 los!
Vorwärts.
Kavime! Nach der Wurzeln! Knibbernde Wurzeln! Schwung auf das!
Okay, wait. Oh. Oh shit. So we just left him here. Because why not? There we go. Blueprint. The blueprint for Anna's father's last invention. A 4-stroke engine. That's quite the machine. What on earth is it? It's not that bad.
Despite the fort's partial destruction, the Germans held their position. The mission was a failure.
My darling, war has taken away a very dear friend. He was like a brother to me, and his death affects me much more than I could imagine. In happier news, Carl is safe from the trenches, and his condition improves steadily. I'll go and see him on my next leave. And what about you? How are you? Are things in Saint Miel any better?
Carl discovered things were not, in fact, any better. According to Marie's last letter, his son had fallen gravely ill. Carl had come to a decision. This war would never end. He had to escape.
Okay. I guess that's that. But now, let's read some diaries. Victor is 1 year old today. My god, I miss him. How long is this war going to last? If only they could assign me to Saint-Miel. The Germans are still holding the town. I've been stuck here in this POW camp south of Reims for 11 months now. My health is picking up and I'm even walking again at last. All thanks to Anna. Marie's last letter worried me. Victor is very sick, and they don't have the resources to take take care of him in Saint-Miel. Must get out of here. This morning shells came raining down on our sector. Freddy was out in the front and was lucky to pull through. I had to play cannon boy to dig him out of there. I was awarded a medal, but I'd much preferred a leave of absence. I hope Carl's okay. It was such a relief to receive Marie's last letter. Sad day today. Freddy and Walt perished. May their souls rest in peace. Emil saved my skin today again. My skin again today. Jesus, my spelling is really off. What a deluge of shells. I got to write my younger brother. He's worried about me. Victor is sick. He hasn't eaten in 3 days. He's all pale and weak. He needs meat, but I have nothing left to give him. I hope he improves soon. Carl's last letter reassured me. He can walk again. There's a nurse taking special care of him at the POW camp. Okay.
Schwander nichtlingsster blunder Klump. Schnuppermaß Kolga ab.
I love these voice lines actually.
Als da kaum wer Trommeln anbackt, dabei kammeln Trecker anderer Summen. Schwander nichtlingsster blunder Klump. Schnuppermaß Kolga ab.
Schwanderpflichtigster blunder Klump. Whatever that is supposed to mean.
Ich wägerte Aster dabei.
Oh, okay. He wants a smoke.
Hinterhand Melle.
Okay, so. Life in prisoner of war camps. Even in captivity, class differences still counted. Some camps were reserved for officers and others for foot soldiers. Prisoners were generally underfed, and even more so if the local population was also undernourished. Prisoners of war replaced civilians at the front, and were forced to do work in munition factories, on farms, or down mines. Yeah. Okay, so he wants a kid. What are the collectibles here? Ah, there we go. Notebook. Many soldiers had notebooks in which they wrote their diaries and memoirs. These notebooks provided historians with first-hand account of the horrors of war experienced by soldiers.
Im Honkwins Chiller!
Wait, no. There we go. German identification tag. German tags, Erkennungsmarken, were not the same for all soldiers at the start of the war. The shape, materials used, and even the information changed depending on the region from which the soldier came. In September 1915, a standard model was introduced, a disc with the soldiers' names, dates and places of birth and regimental details. The model was replaced in late 1916. Now let's just steal his stuff real quick. Oh, nice. Letter from a Hungarian soldier. Prisoner. Also soldier. Dear Mr. Dienstall, I've been held in a prisoner of war camp in Reims for almost 3 months now. We are relatively well treated, but I can't wait to get out of here. With your permission, at the end of the war, I would very much like to return to my foreman position. I still have all my faculties, and even if I may not be as strong as I was, I'd soon be fit enough to work again. I look forward to hearing from you. Maximilian, Electrician Foreman.
Quellgatte als dabei.
Okay, so there's nothing here.
Se passa! Gut gemacht.
I love the fact how he just tells himself, gut gemacht.
Gut gemacht.
Gemacht.
Gut gemacht.
I'm still asking myself why he always says that to himself. Biscuit box. Prisoners suffered from hunger in camps and food was often stolen. This metal box was handmade to contain bread or biscuits. Its owner could take his food reserves with him when he went to work to avoid them being stolen. Hope I can find all of the stuff we need to find here, because
Oh, you can keep it. Hey, pourquoi
can I go back? I can't apparently.
De volgende schoolvuur.
Come on! This gives me a distinct sense of déjà vu.
Good boy.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Where is he? Okay. Here we are. Armored vehicles. Assault artillery was invented during the war in an attempt to break through enemy lines. The first prototypes of armored vehicles appeared. Generals noted that vehicles fitted with wheels were ineffective in a trench environment. Engineers thus worked on prototypes to overcome the problem, and caterpillar tracks proved to be the perfect solution to the problem. Flashlights. Flashlights were common in the trenches. Army-issued flashlights were made to fit into a cartridge belt and functioned with batteries. Broken German bayonet. This long, broad, flat German bayonet was designed to thrust into an enemy's ribcage and break his ribs. Okay. Who would have expected that?
Go, get out.
Oh no! Get me back!
Shoot!
A dead rat. A dead rat wasn't garbage. Especially a dead rat on a skewer, which could be spit roasted for dinner. You can't reason with a starving man. German coins. The German currency, the mark, underwent rapid devaluation during the war to help the German Empire provide for the war effort. German soldiers were as poorly paid as their allied enemies and earned just under 16 marks a month, or 50 pounds, 84 US dollars in today's currency. As a month's salary, that's pretty damn poor. Okay. Okay, and what? That's not what he wanted. Okay. Is this the right thing? What do you want? Okay. There we go. That should be it. Why can't he make this shit? Finally! So apparently now we're building a tower.
Go now.
I always somewhat wondered what this thing was. And now comes one of my favorite segments of the entire game. Oh, come on. Let's just bomb them. I can't believe I'm failing. I really can't believe I'm actually failing. You know, this is very realistic. I mean, a shell just exploded next to him. There we go. No Man's Land. No Man's Land was the zone located between the Allied and enemy trenches. The distance varied between 50 and 150 yards. The zone was watched closely by day, and anyone venturing out would be shot. But by night it became a theater of espionage, and barbed wire and traps were set to protect the trenches. Most battle casualties resulted in this zone.
Was given a hero's welcome by the French forces. Emile wrote to Anna to let her know that her father was free and out of harm's way. Freddy and Emile's reunion, however, would be short-lived. May 14th, 1916. Freddy was sent to the Somme, while Emile's regiment was quartered near a small village at the top of a hill. The village was called Vauquois. This is where the conflict had moved underground. Holed up in their trenches, the two camps dug tunnels and galleries. The underground war had begun.
Well guys, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!